Cyprus is an important gateway between Europe and the Middle East. It hosts a British military base. It's been affected by migration from Syria, and it has vested interests in not allowing Turkey to dictate what happens next there. Well, I've been speaking to the country's foreign minister, Konstantinos Kombos, about what happens next in the region.
There seems to be a window of opportunity opening. The question is whether this opportunity is actually being taken advantage of. There is also a high risk of danger, because in the event we have a collapse, especially in the situation in Syria, then we'll be going back to what we have been seeing in the last few years. And the Syrian people deserve much more. They need to have an inclusive, open, transparent, and autonomous process leading to a transition of power, and of course without the interference by third parties. The issue of direct contact is something that we all need to be careful about in terms of having the contacts if that is being deemed necessary, but without actually legitimizing until we see what the end game is. And we need to have assurances about the transition in an inclusive manner, in a manner that respects the rights of the minorities and respects the rich diversity of the country. So we are still at the beginning of this situation. It's still evolving, it's still very volatile, and it's very dynamic.
Donald Trump said yesterday in a news conference that Turkey had orchestrated the overthrow of Assad, suggesting HTS is controlled by Turkey. The quote was, "They've wanted it for thousands of years." Do you agree? Is this being orchestrated by Turkey?
What we need to make sure is that the influence that Turkey is trying to assert in Syria is not going to create an even worse situation than it is. We need also to make sure that the sensitivities of all the other countries in the region are very much taken into consideration. We have seen now that there are renewed conflicts in relation or against the Kurds. This is all creating a very volatile state of affairs. And therefore, we should all be extremely careful in sending the right messages.
Well, is it time to support a Kurdish homeland? Clearly, the Kurds straddle, majority three nations, Turkey that you've mentioned, Iraq, Syria. They were crucial in the overthrow of Islamic State. Is it time to give them a protected area? And should Turkey take heed of that?
We need to remember that the Kurds were left on their own at critical moments in time. So the international community needs to look again at the whole issue in a way that ensures that there is the necessary stability in the area. And
so does that mean that you would support? Would you support a Kurdish homeland then? Is that the only way to give them stability?
The stability of the region depends on having the Kurds able to exercise their right of self-determination in a way that is constructive towards Syria, towards the whole region as a whole. But at the same time, we need to make sure that the attacks that are ongoing against the Kurds are being contained, are stopped, and the international community needs to make sure that there is the actual equilibrium of power in the region that would ensure for a new Syria that is inclusive.
The West clearly wants to see Russian assets pulled out of Syria. We've seen movement with our own eyes this week in terms of their military equipment. Is it time to get Russia out of the region in its entirety? And therefore, would we also include the Russian money that flows in or flows out of Cyprus in that?
I think there is a misconception in the question. The position of the Republic of Cyprus as regards the financial institution has been very clear. There is a permanent presence of US officials from the FBI and the Department of Justice in Cyprus, assisting us in investigation and reorganizing. We have set a new sanction monitoring unit up with the help and funding by the United Kingdom. And of course, we are fully aligned with the 15 packages of sanctions adopted by the European Union as a member state of the European Union. Therefore, these are issues of the past that no longer concern the Republic of Cyprus.
And finally, should there be a ceasefire for Gaza?
There is a need for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and an immediate release of the hostages. This is a very complex situation. The situation that has been going on for over a year right now has expanded to Lebanon. You have seen the situation in the Red Sea. Now we have Syria. It's a very dangerous situation, and the European Union has been asking for the negotiations to restart in order to reach an agreement. There seem to be developments in that regard, and we are all hopeful that this would be a positive outcome.